Hello everyone and welcome to Road Atlanta in the USA for round 4 of the South African simGT SprintQ series. I'm Jason Holden-Jones and I'm joined by Gert James. Welcome, Gert.
Thank you very much, Jason. It's nice to be back in the commentary seat.
It's great to have you back. And we've got the qualifying session for race 1 of 2 this evening underway. And it is Chris Langerveld who's provisionally on pole position with a 20.2. Expect those times to come down a bit to about a sort of a late 19. That's what we've seen in the final practice sessions and the practice sessions over the weekend, of course. As you watch now, Jason Absmeyer in the RP Mac at McLaren. He's just started another flying lap. And, yeah, he set a time already in 5th position with a 21.1. Improving slightly already, and not an easy track yet.
No, it's not. I've got some experience in it, not so much in the Assetto Corsa, but one thing that did stand out from this track is it throws the rule book out when it comes to how you approach some of these corners. It's a very technical track, and it demands of the driver to know when to approach a corner conventionally and when to throw the rule book out in order to set yourself up for the following 2 corners. It's the kind of track where something like that can easily net you a gain of about a second.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing that comes to mind about this track is the brutal curbs as well. And the unsighted apexes as you approach them as well. Turn 3 is a famous case as sort of you approach that corner and you don't see it right till you sort of at the end of your braking zone, which is quite interesting. As we see Absmeyer approaching it now, sort of hit the crest and then you turn right straight away. There you go. And Jason's got that done nicely. But let's have a look at Chris Langerveld now. He's looking very good, although he's 3/10 down, his best starter so far. Let's see what he can do. Down the back straight we go towards the chicane, downhill. Not improving that time round. He starts another flying lap. Bashir what now? It's gone second with the 20.251, just 5/100ths of a second off Langerveld. And he returns to the pits for the moment. Oliphant now is an out lap. Just start another flyer. It's gone forward, Leslie Oliphant. Lap around the track.
Wheels in the dirt there.
Oh, and he's got it all wrong. Now Bongi Mabida currently in 4th position. Great to see him carrying on the championship. There was some talk that he had to have a break for a while, but no, he's back at Road Atlanta. Great to see. And
exactly. Nothing that a couple of fixes to a computer can't fix.
Absolutely, it was great to see everybody in the sort of community stepping forward and offering Bongi graphics cards and various computer components, and here he is back again. So it's fantastic to see Bongi Mabida getting a pole position in the last SprintQ round, of course, celebrating that on their Facebook page with a video, a very nicely done video as well.
This track is one of those tracks where it's not a very long track, which means it doesn't take you that long to learn it. It's the kind of track where you can very easily arrive and drive, but do not expect to go fast. It's the kind of track that demands lots of laps in order to build a specific rhythm. Because of the technicality and because of the the fine line between messing up between corners. It's definitely a track that demands a certain amount of rhythm to get it right consistently. Pinpoint braking markers, pinpoint turn-in markers, pinpoint acceleration markers.
Absolutely, we see Bashir Jadwat now up almost 0.2 of a second, so this should give him provisional pole if he can keep this up. Starting to match those times we saw in the practice sessions too. And, down the back straight we go.
We're expecting about 2 guys to break under the 120 marker, 2 to 3 guys. Would be nice to see 3 guys dip under the 120.
Spice things up. Jadwat, but I think he's gonna improve. Yeah, this should give him provisional pole. Not quite a 19, I don't think. Basically a 20 dead. Goes Jadwat. Chris Langfeld's started in the fly lap. He's improving already. But now losing a lot of time. I think he's going to abandon this lap and have another go next time round.
It's exactly what I was talking about. Tiny error compromises the entry and exit on 3 successive corners. Costs him about half a second.
We now watch Matthew Boy up 10th in the Synergy Racing Nissan GTR. Although his last time there, unfortunately, has Boy. Improving at 10th up. Trying to challenge Mabita for that 5th position. Time there's Boy. He's not going to improve, I don't think. Let's go and see what's happening at the front. Holden-Jones now up into 4th position. Nice strong run there by the Redline Racing driver. Jadwat's improving again. Almost 2/10.
This might be the first of our drivers to dip under the 120 mark.
And well into the 19 skirt. 3/10 up.
So he gave about a 10th away there, 10th or 2 away, but he did bank a 10th overall.
Yeah, so into the 19.9s as now Langeveld is basically spot on with his delta for the moment, looking for a good 3/10 now to challenge Jadwat. But he's down there. No, not going to be this time round, I don't think.
His car seems to be unsettled rather easily on contact with any of the curbs.
Yeah, I guess I noticed that as well.
It's maybe not that big of a deal in a sprint race like this, you know, where you actually want the car to be in top condition and as fast as you can handle it. But for qualification that's only 15 minutes long, giving yourself a little bit of grace on, let's say, ride height or suspension can actually work in your favor.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially you want the car to be forgiving around this circuit as well, definitely. Watching Rian Lamprecht now, he's up 2/10, and this could give him 7th. Jason has my 7th for the moment. Let's see how he gets on through the chicane. Lost a bit of time there, unfortunately. But too conservative, the chicane. Under the bridge he goes. He's only going to improve slightly, and he will not improve, no. Any change at the front? I don't think so.
Well, if anyone's still currently out there, they might have time for another time lap after this.
Yeah, true. Absma now up into 5th with a 20.740. Watching Bongi Mabida now, he is level with his delta basically. Oops, basically a 10th down. A bit earlier there for the chicane, but it's paying off. No, it's not. It's lost a bit of time again. Longefeld's got time for another lap. He is not improving just yet. 10th down so far. Great run through there. No, he loses time again. Looks like he was trying a different approach to the chicane. Didn't quite work out. But yeah, I don't know, battling to match his quickest time so far. And I think that is qualifying. Bashir Jadwat on pole position for Ghostworks. Chris Langefeld from 2nd. And Leslie Oliphant will complete the top 3. Good result for Holden-Jones too. Don't often see him up there in qualifying. But a solid 4th there. So it's 2nd and 4th for Redline Racing. Jason Absma in 5th position for RP Madcave. Bongi Mabida in 6th position. Boy in 7th. Strong result for him. Wade Claessens in 9th. Rian Lamprecht in Claessens in 8th. Lamprecht in 9th. And Mark Hembry completes the top 10. We're around 40 seconds away from the race session. We'll first have a formation lap before we start racing from the 2nd lap.
Please remind me to escape back to the pits, please.
Yeah, I'm getting good with that now, not leaving my car on the grid. What I do now is I just let the timer run out and it takes the car there automatically. It's the failsafe.
Well, that's an interesting way of doing it, so let's do that.
Yeah, there we go. Championship-wise, it is Christopher Langefeld leading the Drivers' Championship with 200 points. Leslie Oliphant in 2nd with 189. So Langefeld enjoying an 11-point lead there so far. Jason Absma from 3rd with 186 points, so just 3 points behind Oliphant. Bashir Jadwat in 4th with 181 points, and Marcus Steyn, who's not competing this evening, completes the top 5. Team-wise, it is RP Madcape with 375 points and Ghostworks with 352 points. Redline not far behind with 337 points.
Things are quite tight, it seems.
It's very tight, yeah. So yeah, Christopher Langenfeld's been the man on form here in Sprint Q, and has proven to be the man to beat, although Jadwat is on pole position for this one. But qualifying only tells a very short part of the story, as we know here.
Absolutely. I do believe, from what I've seen, that Langeveld may have a little bit of trouble with his car, you know, going the race distance. Just looking at how it handled over the curbs. But if he can keep it clean, and for sure, maybe he runs into a bit of trouble, and he capitalizes. He can try to keep that perfect record going.
Great, we've got both commentators' cars safely in the pit lane. And we now watch Bashir Jadwat leading the field around the formation lap. There's a new rule from the last round onwards, is on the pole position, the pace lap is not to exceed 140 kilometers an hour, just trying to keep the field close together. It seems to have worked so far. Everybody's probably dragging their brakes to get the brakes up to temperature and sort of weaving side to side. You'll see down the field. And everyone just trying to calm their nerves. That's probably just nerves going left to right there.
We all know that doesn't warm up the tires.
Yeah.
Not in a set of course.
The guys in the real world do it, so obviously you're going to do it.
Exactly.
It's all about immersion.
But at least you can warm up the tires.
Speaking about immersion, Bashir Jadwat actually uses a set of virtual reality glasses, as does Rian Lamprecht, just to add to their immersion. And, it's an incredible experience all by itself.
I'd love to
got someone off there. Who's that?
that.
Holden-Jones. That was close. So Holden-Jones doing a bit of farming on the pace lap. No harm, no foul.
When Chris Heineke ended up qualifying, because his time was a heck of a lot better in practice.
Yeah, so I think he's battling with FPS issues for some reason. I saw a message there somewhere. So let's see. I hope that Chris comes right. But off we go. Here we go. Jadwat puts foot. And off we go to start this first race this evening.
And there goes the Nissan.
There's the power of the GTR showing got a good jump on Langeveld. And, I think we're in for an exciting race here. Everybody's keeping it tidy.
We'll now see the gap closing a little bit between Christopher Langeveld and Bashir Jadwat in the twisties. But then as soon as the straight comes along again, and Nissan should pull away.
We're on board now. We're on board now with Leslie Oliphant in 3rd position, looking at Chris Langeveld ahead of him. Of course, the McCrunch a bit better through the twisties. But this is the power the Nissan and the Mercedes-Benz show down the back straight. They'll open up the gap, and then Oliphant should be able to close under braking and through the chicane, and on the run towards turn 1. And that's what makes GT3 racing interesting to watch, seeing how the BOP affects the different cars and the different characteristics of the cars showing through. Oh, bit of a tank slapper there for Oliphant. Tires perhaps not quite up to temperature just yet. But Peter's fallen down. Oh, there's contact here. Oh, he's caught a couple of cars out. There's a bit of a spin there, I think, at the chicane. Somebody's waiting for him. It is Absma waiting for Babida, so perhaps contacts between the two cars. So Absma now down to 16th position. Got some more contact here in front. I hear cars going, oh, there's absolute chaos here. So other cars involved there.
That's actually quite a strange place for contact to occur.
Yeah.
One would think that with the speed the cars are carrying through there, that contact would be quite minimal.
Yeah, it's tricky sort of into, I think it's turn 2, it's off camber uphill, and if you just get your turning just a bit wrong, the track can spit you out. Of course, we didn't quite see what happened there. Back to the front, and Judd Watt looking comfortable with the 1.2 second lead already ahead of Langerveld. Pretty front there in third position still. Gelden is still strong in fourth position. Boy now up into fifth position, so he's profited from that couple of incidents in front of him.
Quite Klaas now within half a second of Mark Enneberry in front of him, and he looks like he's gaining on him.
Let's go on board with Quake Claessens in the Synergy Racing Nissan GTR. The Ferrari looking very quick through that twisty section.
Yeah, but I also think that Quade, you know, he took the first corner in that twisty. He's very textbook, which compromised the second and third corner quite considerably. I mean, in there he needed to have quite a big lift-off in order to make the corner, which gave about a tenth of a second back to Mark Enneberry.
Gert Henry is looking quite quick here at Atlanta. Let's see what he can do. It's about time that he has a good race. Oh, that's it. Mistake. Oh, Gert.
Blockers on him.
Why did I do that? Sorry, Mark. It's the commentator's curse. Just lost one position to Claessens. It's not too bad there for Enneberry. Can get that back.
You want to take this corner very, very tight in order to get the best drive out of the next 2 or 3 corners.
That's sort of a corner that you, the more patient you are with it, the more payback you get in the next couple of corners.
That's it. And just based on how Quade treated that first corner, he finds himself up by 0.3 of a second already on his best race lap time so far.
Rian Lamprecht now.
Oh, yeah, there goes Quade.
Make a mistake. We just moved the camera away from him. Unfortunately, was that the chicane, Gert?
Yep. He put 2 wheels on the chicane quite hard, and it spun him around. Back to 10th position for Quade, unfortunately.
Yeah, so he rejoins behind Stephen Sparks. Stephen Sparks now up into 9th position. So keeping out of trouble is Stephen Sparks and finds himself in a good position. Somebody who's been putting a lot of effort in practice. It's great to see him improving. That's the only way to do it, lap after lap. Learning the track, learning the car. Try one setup change there, one setup change there. Build the car to your liking. Quite a tasty battle here, starting to develop. Governor 2 up into 8th position, so sitting to the Governor train. 2 Ferraris ahead of the 2 Nissans.
actually keeping my eye on the Leslie Oliphant Christopher Langeveld battle at the moment because Christopher Langeveld's losing time because he's got Leslie in his words.
Okay, well, we'll go right there. We're seeing a move from Claassens on Sparks. He's got him into the chicane. Or has he? No, he's gone off. No, Claassen's gone off again at the chicane. And getting that position back to Sparks. Let's have a look at Oliphant now, right with Langeveld.
Right before you switched him now, he was all over the exhaust of Christopher Langeveld. This kind of pressure is relentless. Christopher is going to have to keep his head here, steer clear of the curbs, otherwise he's going to give the position here to Leslie. It's very easy to put two wheels on the curb, which you know you're not supposed to be doing when you're under pressure like this.
On board with Oliphant now, in the slipstream of Langeveld, just sticking with the Merc. Under braking we go. Better drive from Oliphant now, under the bridge we go. Final corner of the circuits. Langeveld's right with him. Is he going to have a go? Langeveld goes defensive. Interesting. Oh, he's going around him. Surely not. No, the mechanic's not that good.
Oh!
Had a look. He had a look. This is where the mechanic should be far superior now. The Langeveld's pretty quick through there too.
The only problem with this section is it doesn't present you with an overtaking opportunity. So you can be as fast as you want to, but you're still not going to get past.
Yeah, it's almost like more putting pressure on the driver ahead to make a mistake and to get through.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how to do it. Or be right with the car in front into the chicane and get that other car into braking. It's also pretty difficult to pull off, but possible. In front of the far superior drive there, is pulled away from the current, no problem.
This is now the third lap that I've been watching Christopher Langeveld go into that chicane, and it's almost as if he goes into the first part of the chicane way too deep. He's either deliberately trying to miss the apex because it might unsettle the car, or he's missing his brake markers. Bashir Jagwa disappeared up the road, 4 seconds in the lead now.
Let's go and have a look at the Claassen's Heineken battle. It's heating up. Cars are very close together, or they were. Oh, here's a move here by Steenkamp on Sparks up the inside. He's got it done. That is how it's done, everybody. Under braking. So the BMW gets ahead of the Ferrari. And now you see the power of the Nissan showing a Claassen's probably going to have a run on Sparks. Into the chicane. Oh, Steenkamp goes defensive. Here comes Sparks. 2, 3 wide. Oh, that's not going to work, gentlemen. 2 by 2 into the chicane. Sparks goes off. Up breaks himself. He will lose 2 positions and rejoining 12th position. Here comes Mabita 2, looking for take a opportunistic move, perhaps. No. Sparks defends well. Mabita flashes his lights. Donnie Steenkamp in 9th position. He's got McCoy Claessens for company. Jason Osmar in the pits. Seems like some kind of an issue. Steenkamp's got a, Claessen's got to run on Steenkamp. He's actually passed him before the chicane. Or can Steenkamp come back under braking? No, he can't. So Claessen's through until 9th. Here comes Heineken 2.
This is one of those tracks where you think you need more downforce than what you actually need. And Donnie Steenkamp got caught out there. The Nissan ate it for lunch going down that back straight.
Yeah, he actually, if you watch him now, you actually see him closing up to Claessen's through that section. But that's not necessarily where you want to be fast. You want to be fast on the back straight.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
What about setup philosophy there?
You basically become a sitting duck down the straights if you are quick in the twisties, but quick in the twisties doesn't present you with a passing opportunity.
Right, go on board now with Heineken. He might have a run on Steenkamp now. Yes, he does. Look at this, the difference in speed here. He can choose left or right. He goes right towards the chicane. We go under braking now. And Heineken's easily got him. Look at that around the outside. So Heineken now up into 10th position after starting in, I think it was 18th or something like that. Yeah?
Exactly. What a fun day.
Heineken's got the bit between his teeth. And Oliphant is right with Langeveld now. Side by side, but Langeveld defends well. Nose to tail. Olifant's got to stay in the slipstream of that Mercedes-Benz, get as close as possible to him. He's done just that on board now with Olifant. Steenkamp's fallen down to 15th with an issue, looks like an incident. Fortunately for him. Oh, big sideways there for Langeveld. Here comes Olifant. Looks left, looks right. Oh, that's going to be brave. No, wisely opts out of it.
But that again was just a touch on a curb and the car went sideways. Lost all traction.
Yeah, Gert, and Leslie would have seen that now as well. There again. He'll be just keeping the pressure on there. Just keep going.
Two wheels on the grass by Christopher Langeveld. The pressure's telling.
Look at the Sparks, Lindsay Ray battle for 11th. Sparks has pulled the gap now pretty easily. Lindsay Ray's going to run on Sparks. Will he ever go? Surely not. No, he's not quite close enough. Tries to unsettle Sparks. It's worked to some extent. Lindsay Ray will be good drive now. Under the bridge we go. Closing the gap all the time. Comes Lindsay Ray. He's going to have a sneaky look up the inside. Surely not. Or is he? No. Oh, Sparks makes room for him. He didn't have to do that. Side by side. Oh, that's a brave move there. Lindsay Ray has not got him side by side. Wow, great racing. Mark McGee approaching 2 there to make it a 3-way battle. That was great racing, Cat. Mark McGee with the best seat in the house.
Sorry, I had myself muted there. I went completely bonkers. Mr. Sparks showing that he can run it with the big boys. I left you some room. You didn't take it.
Oh, Lindsay Ray's had a big tank slapper, and here goes Mark McGee. So let's just say the veterans are showing the youngsters how to do it. And through goes Mark McGee and Stephen Sparks. Lindsay Ray's got some work to do.
Nothing makes me happy to see Mr. Sparks do that, because seriously, this is a guy that barely a season ago was being lapped twice by everyone during a sprint race. Now he's running on the lead lap with people mixing it up and giving it horns. It's absolutely brilliant. Loving it.
He's probably having the greatest fun ever. And he's approaching Chris Heineken now as well. So Stephen Sparks has found something special here. It's great to see, as you say, Kat. And Sparks, Stephen Sparks, yeah, I think he had the most amount of laps over the practicing over the weekend as well. So it's showing here, and it's great to see. Let's try. Oh, Heineken's pulled off. Heineken's pulled off. Heineken with issues.
Let's hope that's not computer issues. Uh-oh!
Disconnected as well. So he was mentioning something about frames per second issues with the circuit. And unfortunately he's decided to call it quits for race 1 at least. Hopefully he'll be back for race 2. Perhaps I need to turn down those graphic settings or whatever needs to be done. Back with Bashir Jadwat now enjoying a 7-second lead now, looking very comfortable. Also got De Kock in the pits as well. So De Kock in his first race in South Africa hasn't gone quite to plan.
Stephen Sparks just gave a position back to oh, he gave 2 positions.
Side by side with Blondie. Here comes Lindsay Ray too. 3 into 1 does that go? Oh,
Stalin Bonky, get a move.
Oh, so tight. How are they still going? I don't know.
Stable in the straight line, wants to spin on the curves. What on earth is happening here?
Mabida is now starting to move away from Lindsay Ray and Sparks.
I do believe he had the pace to be running up front. Oh, and as I say that, he goes and puts 2 wheels on the curb. Gives Lindsay Ray a bit of a sniff.
Got just 4 laps remaining now, 18 of 22. And yeah, we might see some moves now before the end of race 1. Oliphant is a second back from Langerveld, so that's that'll simmer down. Ray trying to mount a challenge to Abida still. 333 Mercedes-Benz.
I remember taking the Nissan around this track now. I now remember this. We had a race here before in which I was. And I still remember us getting the Nissan to a point where the car was very stable over the curbs. It is so important to work on that rather than short-term glory for that really, really quick lap time that you can hit once every 30 minutes. Rather get the car to be compliant for the entire 30 minutes that you're going to be driving it. Give you that little bit of leniency. Give you that little bit of grace when you want to attack an apex a little bit, you know, and get that drive out of a corner without having to spit you out on the track.
Absolutely.
You've seen so many guys put wheels on the on curbs and grass, and it's compromised race positions because of it.
Absolutely. I mean, if you can also try and get the car to ride the curbs, there's a lot of time there as well.
The best sim racers out there tend to run with 2 different setups anyway. They've got their qualification setup and they've got their race setup. If you want to have that twitchy setup to give you that really, really fast lap time and you want to roll the dice inside 15 minutes, then take that one for your qualification setup. See where you end up. But for the race, considering that there's 20 cars around you, considering the height of these curves, considering how quickly things can go wrong, give yourself a little bit of grace. It's the best thing you can do for yourself and your race. Leslie Oliphant's now again with an half a second of Christopher Langerveld.
I think he was about 2 tenths behind him, but he made a slight error out of that last corner, which allowed Langerveld to really disappear up the road now and extend that gap to almost a second. Just 2 laps remaining now.
What also works in the Nissan's favor around here is that it really comes alive on the soft tires, and half an hour isn't nearly enough to actually wear the soft tires to the point where they're undrivable anymore.
Zero is right with Mabida now. But the Porsche is not too bad on the back straight. I think it's running quite a low wing setting. To not be able to run with a Porsche, so that's interesting. Normally the Mercedes-Benz is an absolute beast on the straights, but the Porsche not easily able to open up the gap.
Christopher Langerveld's not getting away from Leslie here. Leslie is all over him like a bad rash. and he knows it.
Yeah, this is the final lap of the race. If he's going to try something, now is the time to do it. Langevan under severe pressure now.
Yeah, he went slightly offline, and now he's going to need to dig deep to get that car back online. And to keep Leslie behind him while doing so. Oh my word, that was close.
So tight, nose to tail down the back straight. Langevan trying to break the toe immediately, moving left and then right again. Ooh, Oliphant's very close. He's going to try to break him now. I'll be brave if he does. No, not quite close enough.
No, definitely not.
Langevan circulated the pressure very well. And Bashir Jadwat has won the race. Congratulations to him. Solid drive. And Oliphant goes off the track. What a dramatic finish. It is Bashir Jadwat who takes victory of race 1 at Road Atlanta. Langevan to get second, of course. Oliphant third. Peter Geldernes will get a strong 4th position result. Congratulations to him for that. Matthew Boy 5th. Wow. And Mark Hembry will get a solid 6th position. And Rian Lamprecht will follow him in 7th. Wake Larsens, dramatic race for him. He will get 8th position. And
Matthew Boy will be static with that 5th position.
Absolutely well deserved. Yeah, keeping out of the trouble, keeping his nose clean, and that's what can happen. Govender will get 9th. Good result for him. Mark McGear would complete the top 10 as well. And very second-hand picking. Listen, absolutely. Monty Mabida will get 11th. Just beat Brett Lindsay Ray. They've been keeping each other company for a while now. Sparks will get 13th. Donny Sterkham will come to 14th. Tank Applegate will get 15th. And White Avis will get 16th position. He's our final runner, I think. That concludes race 1. We're going to take a 5-minute break and we'll be back for qualifying for race 2. Don't go away.
Let's try and keep that perfect record going.
What, leading the field? Hello everyone and welcome back to Atlanta for the second qualifying session this evening, for the second race of course. And just Bashir Jadwatu has exited the pit lane first. Of course, our winner for race 1. He'll be looking to make it 2 out of 2 this evening. But who knows, perhaps we'll have a new winner for the second race.
Goodness knows that first result would have given him the world of confidence going into the second race.
Yeah, absolutely. Must be thinking I've obviously got something special here. And I need to carry on the momentum. As we all know that Bashir Jadwat can do. And Lagerfeld just hassling Jadwat on the outlap there. Jadwat just let him go. Interesting. So perhaps a bit of sort of qualifying antics there happening. Lagerfeld to be the first to start a flying lap. Doing very well to soak up the pressure from Les Oliphant in the first race. That couldn't have been easy. Langerfeld's first lap will be a There's nothing, there must be something wrong with that lap time. But Jadwat with a 20.671. There's provisional pole position. Lindsay Ray with a 21.5, a bit off the pace there. Porsche stuck on the track. Looks like it's Bongi Mabida for some reason. Not sure what's happened to Mabida.
And Leslie Oliphant puts himself in provisional pole.
Just dealing with the Porsche that's stuck on the track, it seems. I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Okay, it looks like he's disconnected, unfortunately, as Bongi Mabida. So there's that issue sorted out now. A couple of cars that take avoiding action there and unfortunately messed up their laps. But anyway, that's what happens sometimes.
Bashir got that provisional pole back.
Wow, 20.2. It's pretty good with 10 minutes remaining. Langerfeldt is pretty even with his best delta so far. Let's see what he can do now. 2 tenths up now. Very aggressive through there. 3 tenths now. Down the back straight he goes. Claessens goes third with a 20.8. so he will slightly improve his time but not position. There's the Oliphant with a 20.234, just 3/100ths of a second behind Judd Watt. Very tight. Judd Watt's on an outlap. There's the Oliphant's also on an outlap. And Langenfeld's on a flyer. Got about a 10th up, but he needs around 4/10ths if he's to challenge Oliphant for second.
Matthew Boyd just got himself into 6th position provisionally.
Nicely done. Great to see Victor de Kock trying his hand in the second race as well. Joining as the second driver to the RPM Sim Racing team outfit. McGear goes 12th, Lamprecht goes 8th. And Langenfeld's got almost 4/10ths here. Will he challenge Oliphant? I don't think it's quite enough. No, oh, it's so tight to the front. Those front three are separated by... what is it?
That's 33 thousandths of a second.
Crazy. Claessen's now in 4th position. He's matching his Delta. What can he do now? A bit aggressive on the power there. We have the Nissan sliding around a bit. But McLaren off there. Claessen's is well down now. An area for him, Judd Watts. He's not going to improve. 2/10ths, yeah. Ended there by the other car, I think, slightly. Claessen's improving. Lindsay Ray is up at 10th. Up 2/10ths now. Lindsay Ray challenging Boy for 6th and Kelvinus for 5th. Let's have a good run through the final chicane. Approaching White Everson, the Audi. Lindsay Ray up at 4/10ths here. The challenge is going to take 5th, I think. Yes, he is. Good run there. 21 dead. Wow, Gert.
That's fantastic stuff. Oh, and then he goes and puts 2 wheels on the curb, and the curb splits him.
Sometimes you're going to try that in qualifying, just on the ragged edge and see what happens.
Exactly. It's so difficult in the race, though, to keep reminding yourself not to push it to that ragged edge.
Yeah, you just got to sort of tone back the muscle memory there. Don't do that.
Wade Class is reversing his fortunes from the first race and putting himself in provisional 4th right now.
Wow, great lap.
Absmeyer 5/100ths of a second behind Quade Claessens.
Very close. I don't know if I go a bit too deep into the chicane. These last 2/10ths, unfortunately. Judd Watt is slightly improving. No, he's not improving.
I tell you what, if these qualification positions remain as is, it's going to be so interesting to see what happens between Leslie and Christopher with the roles reversed.
Absolutely.
Seeing how that McLaren can keep the Merc at bay behind him. Having a bit of mirror pressure.
Yeah.
But still early days, 4 minutes left in qualification. Time for at least 2 or 3 timed laps. If you leave the pits now.
Matthew Boy now up 2/10. He's challenging Holden-Jones for 7th. See what he can do here. In the power down nicely, 3/10 now. As Matthew Boy got in his best delta. Good challenge Lindsay Ray for 6th position here. Let's see what happens. Down the back straight towards the chicane we go. It's a good run out through the chicane. Difficult to get the braking right down the hill. Oh, lost a bit of time there, but now he's gaining. Goes 6th.
Oh, and he's done it.
Good run, wow. And he lost a bit of time too. Now he's gaining now like crazy, 2/10. Wow. So boys really finding his feet here at Road Atlanta. Great to see. Two tenths now up. Just needs to calm himself. Keep focused. Oh, he's lost all his time, unfortunately, as I say that, so I'll just shut up now.
And that's that curb. That curb is the death of all quali laps.
Can't find anyone who's improving. Holden-Jones is up at 10th. On his way to 2/10. As it's 7, he loses the time.
I think I need to start calling you Mr. Mockers. Because every time you find someone doing well, there they go. Either spinning, losing their car, losing a wheel, somersaulting on the track.
It's almost like they're watching the stream while they're driving and then they don't hear their name and then they go off. Don't watch the stream while you're driving, guys. Oh, Oliphant with a 21.166. He's joined the party. He goes to the front with a minute and a half remaining.
The cat amongst the pigeons.
Now it's business time.
That's the 3rd place finisher from the first.
Oh! No way, dude.
Oh!
20 dead.
The man of the moment. Nope. You can have that for 10 seconds. I'll take it back. Thank you very much.
Langerveld might get 2nd. Yeah, it's going to be close. No, not quite. I don't think. No, but it's much closer.
Oh.
Wow. Heineke goes 8th with a 21.1. Good to see him back. Slightly improving now, but of course Sally loses the time. Pushing very hard. It's lost 4/10. Not going to happen there for Langerveld, unfortunately. Who else is improving? Absmai will start another flying lap.
Can he still make it past the start-finish line though to get another lap in?
Yeah, I think he will. He'll be fine. Chris Heineke now up 2/10. This could give him, he could change up his mind for 5th. Heineke needs a good run out for the chicane.
Oh. Langerveld stopped the car.
Okay, Langerveld stopped. Heineke's got past 3/10 up is Heineke. Oh, this will be a good run for Chris Heineke. For Reaper goes to work, here he comes. And he will go.
Oh!
Oh!
Goodness gracious, what a leapfrog.
Great run there by Heineke.
Quiet Clausens must be livid.
So it is the same top three from the qualifying for race 1 as well. So it's Jadwat from Oliphant from Langeveld. And then we got a change here. Heineke will start from 4th position, Klaassen from 5th, and Abismaier will complete the top 6. So this should be interesting, Gert. Let's see what happens.
This is finger-licking good stuff. To see how this battle between 1st, 2nd and 3rd is going to play out. I'm almost sure that from a lap, unless Bashir messes the first couple of laps up, he's probably going to end up building another 3 or 4 second lead. And then I would love to see what happens between Christopher Langeveld and Leslie Oliphant, or whether or not the superior speed through the twisties that Leslie's got, whether or not that can get him onto the back of Bashir rather and try and put some pressure on Bashir.
Yeah, I think Oliphant's going to have some trouble from Heineke. I think the first 2 laps, it's going to be interesting to see if Heineke can stay with Oliphant until the back straight. And then Nissan might come past.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, there's a car between Heineke and Oliphant.
Ah, yes, true. Absolutely. Yeah.
See, the role reversal between Langeveld and Oliphant right now is going to be interesting. Because now there's different car dynamics at play here. The speed through the twisties of Oliphant versus the straight line speed of Langeveld, which is now going to be reversed because the one car is going to be in front of the other one. And let's see whether or not Leslie can stick behind Jadwat for longer. And if he can't, what will happen with the mirror pressure from Langeveld behind him? Whether or not Langeveld can actually take him in a straight line, or whether or not Oliphant will build up enough of a buffer through the twisties before they hit the straights.
Absolutely. We also see that we'll see the pace from the McLaren, the raw pace now, because he can have a go at Jadwat if he's got the pace, and we will soon find that out. And if Langeveld was somewhat holding up the McLaren through the twisty bits. So we are around 20 seconds away from the start of the formation lap. And this is the final race this evening, 22 laps. And the scene is set. Let's see how the story unfolds.
I'm sitting on the straight. Can't I just race with the Mercedes?
Oh, come on, Cat, show us your talent.
I'll get lapped about 5 times.
Right, so we started the formation lap 4, race 2. Jadwat leads the way for the 2nd time this evening. So clearly on form here this evening. And Oliphant will be weighing this up now. Will he fall prey to the superior straight line performance in the Mercedes-Benz? Chris Heineke in 4th position. We'll be very happy about that. Heineke can keep it together for a strong result. Klaasen's too will be happy with that 5th position. Abismaier a bit down there in 6th. He won't like that. And boy, it's strong in 7th.
I would love to see what happens once the flag drops here. I'm currently sitting in Christopher Langeveld's car, simply because I want to see this ding-dong battle from a first-person perspective between 3 cars looking in front of the guy.
Yeah, that's where you want to be.
Don't have to take my word for it.
Oh, we got some action here. Got contact on the formation lap. That's ugly.
Oh dear.
It looks like line problems here. And Abismaier has fallen right back, unfortunately.
Oh dear.
So I think there was a bit of a lag spike, unfortunately. So that's really ruined his evening's racing. But Jadwat's now, he's about to start the race, and he's got Oliphant right there with him. big wiggle there from Oliphant, under pressure from Langeveld. Here comes Mercedes-Benz. He's looking very close. It's very brave. Nose to tail through the final corner. Oliphant goes defensive. And Heineke's got the best seal in the house. And Oliphant defends well. Langeveld had a look around the outside, but no, it doesn't quite work. And Langeveld up the inside. That's brave. And Heineke, here he comes in 4th position. The black and red Reaper goes for Exnissen. Wayne Clausen's there too as well.
And just those two corners of a bit of a battle saw Bash grab about a second lead.
Clearly got their car so well hooked up.
Here comes the straight. Now let's see what Oliphant can do. Can he keep Langeveld behind him? He's going defensive.
Yeah, he's going defensive.
Oh my word! Look at this straight line grind.
Oh, around the outside. Can he get it stopped? No, he can't. No, he can't. Oh, here comes Heineke. Clausen's too. Oh, keep it tidy, gentlemen. Nicely. Oh, Heineke's pushing Langeveld around the corner. Bunt draft. Heineke up the inside is looking. No, Langeveld survives. Jadwat has got 2-second lead. Cheers, everyone. I'm off to win this race. Langeveld said, oh, we got a Clausen's off there. And Boy will take his 5th position away from his teammates. So Boy up into 5th. He will now goes after Heineke.
Tell you what, there for a split second there, Heineke smelled blood.
Yeah, he had a look, didn't he? Embry's in problems. He's down to 15th. Unfortunately, the Ferrari driver down to 17th now. Off he goes.
See, this is the kind of buffer you want. If you're Leslie, this is the kind of buffer you want, because this doesn't allow Christopher to catch him on the straight, and it gives him the luxury of extending that gap in the twistings.
Let's see what happens now. Oliphant is 2.2 seconds behind Jadwat. Let's see what happens now halfway through the lap. If he's any closer to Jadwat. I've got a feeling he will be. Chris Heineke is looking super quick here in race 2. He's matching Langeveld for pace and Oliphant as well. He wants to make amends for that race 1 retirement. Really done something to his computer to get that FPS issue sorted out. Great to see.
Probably gave it a couple of slaps.
Yeah.
A quick stern talking to.
Pull out those ram sticks, give them a good dusting, put them back. Whatever you have to do.
Is that what you call it?
I did that, made a huge difference.
Back in the day, we called it a PK.
Asmeyer's got going again. He's in up to 13th already after, what was he? I think he was in 19th, so good run there by Asmeyer. Looks like whatever was the problem has come right. Good to see. Yeah, so Oliphant's got that gap down to 1.6 seconds before the back straights, so that's interesting. You see Tank Applegate now disconnects from the server, unfortunately. So Oliphant has closed their capture Jadwat, very interesting. 0.6 of a second on that lap. We've got a battle here between Avis and De Kock. De Kock has a look up the inside. Oh, very slow there by De Kock. A lot of respect being shown there, but too much in my book. So De Kock has fallen back 2 positions. Still finding his feet here at Sim South Africa. As you see, Govender puts a move on Avis. Govender goes off again. So a lot of action here at the back of the field. These guys fighting for 15th position. A bit of contact there. Oh, and Avis goes off. De Kock will wait for him. Good to see. that gap between Judd Watts and Oliphant's visually come down as well. Oliphant's got a run on Oliphant, has he? No, not quite there.
It's just the straight line speed we are witnessing. That's all.
This is classic McLaren, classic Mercedes-Benz. Performance, different strengths and weaknesses around the circuit.
Well, Langerveld gained 0.25 of a second on that lap. Now, if Leslie stayed exactly the same in pace, then that would put Langerveld in the perfect position to mount a challenge the next time they get to the backstreet. And that's what he's banking on, just chipping away at him, lap after lap after lap, until they can get to a point where he can actually mount that successful challenge. Now, having said that, I've just turned into Dr. Mockers because he now lost 0.3 of a second. Putting 2 wheels on the gravel. Bashir losing 0.2 of a second to Oliphant though.
Yeah, look at that.
But there we go, he just gained it back. And more. That Nissan's a monster.
Between Steenkamp and Abismaier, down the back straight we go. And I think Abismaier is going to have Steenkamp. These are teammates from sister teams, of course. RPM Sim Racing Team and RP Madcap, and Abismaier is through. Up into 11th position. Beaters put a move on Hembury. Oh, it's very tight here. Into the chicane we go. 5 cars all together. Beater puts a move on McKay. Ferrari, and Henry's trying to find his way past as well. So the TDR cars trying to work their way back up the field. So pretty close here at the back of the field. Nice to see. And everybody enjoying their racing very much. Sparks also part of that battle, currently in 13th position. Has made a mistake there. Here comes Govender on Sparks side by side. And Govender's going to get him pretty easily. Hembury tries to put a move on McKay. 2 Ferrari side by side. Hembury's going to get that move done. Yes, he is. Nicely. Going to drive him to this. Drivers. Bongi Mabita now is going to run on.
Oh, there goes off the track! No!
Oh, he's off.
That lays to waste his chances.
Yeah, that could be the race defining error, unfortunately. Oh, Govender's off. Govender's off, unfortunately. With Leslie Oliphant, he rejoins ahead of Chris Heineke.
This just brings me back to the point I made earlier about rhythm around this track. You cannot allow anything to disrupt your rhythm. Nothing. It's almost better to drive here without any of the trinkets in and around your screen. You maybe just want to know how much fuel you've got left in the car. That's it. Nothing should distract you at all from the rhythm that you can build up around here. Because the moment that happens, that whatever just happened to Leslie, that will happen
to you. Hembridge has put a move on Sparks there for 14th position. Boy and Claasen's running together in 5th and 6th. nice run here for simGT Racing.
What Christopher Langerveld is giving this the horns to try and catch up to Bashir Jadwat. He's up by about half a second from where he was about half a lap ago.
Yeah, of course he doesn't have Olifant snapping in his heels as well. He can focus and zero in on that behind of that Nissan. Slowly chip away. He's got 13 laps to do something about Jadwat. This could be very interesting, yeah. Jadwat's coming up to a bit of traffic as well. I think it's White Avis.
Langerveld up 0.15 of a second on his previous best lap.
And Jadwat's down 4 tenths. So the gap down to 2 seconds now.
Yeah, Bashir's going to have to pull finger here. Regroup himself.
Avis is doing the right thing, just moving aside.
Just recognizes another car.
Sure.
Blue flag's not gone yet.
He does that. He's a bit too generous. Does a bit of farming in the process.
Well, they did legalize Mary Jane over there in America in most states. I'm pretty sure he went farming for a little bit of that. Sticking his arm out the window, grabbing a few handfuls for personal consumption. Medicinal purposes.
The Jadwat's, yeah, so he's off his delta quite a bit. Langerveld's up in his delta, so yeah, the momentum's changing here slightly.
Well, Langerveld, I've been sitting in this car for a little while now. He's been hitting a very, very good rhythm around here. It's almost as if the last 3 laps have been carbon copies of each other.
Getting that rhythm going, consistency. Boy and Claessens are right together, 2 teammates. Oh, as I said, that boy is into half spin. In his position to Claessens. White Davis, of course, a lap down. Mabida has got Stenkamp for 12th. Good battle there. Langerveld's taken 6 tenths out of Jadwat.
I'm hoping none of those curbs have put damage on the front splitter of the Nissan, because that's something that I've noticed can be done very easily if you're running with very, very low ride height. And these curbs around here is not to be trifled with. 500ths of a second up now, Christopher Langeveld.
Yeah, the gap down to just a second now. So things starting to hot up now at the front. Not decided by a long shot. We've got 9 laps remaining.
Bashir just missed that last apex by a virtual country mile. Wondering if he didn't pick up some damage somewhere.
Could be.
It doesn't look right. He either looks distracted or there's something wrong with the car. Half a second gain, 0.6 of a second gain on that last lap on Bashir. Fastest lap of the race so far, 120.4. Here's the incredible thing though. Catching Bashir is one thing, but he's not going to give you that many opportunities to pass.
No, and with the Nissan and the Merc being so close in the straight line performance part of it, it's going to be difficult.
Exactly, and the closer Langeveld gets to the Nissan, the more their lap times are going to start equalizing because of the fact that he needs to cut some of that speed that he gains through the twisty sections. Then you've got the dirty air that you need to deal with as well once you get up close and personal with the car in front of you. Yeah. That's never easy.
Oh, Langeveld catching now. Start air there, but Judd Watt just using a bit too much of the curb. And missing getting airborne. He's right with him now. Just what, half a second between them.
Oh, Godzilla doesn't have wings, Bash.
This is going to be exciting. Oh, oh man, you stop talking.
Okay, we are Dr. Mockers.
That was incredible car control by Langeveld. Goodness me. How did you do that? I think he lost half a second there, not too bad at all.
Yeah, I would have run out of talent halfway through that tank stuff.
So Langeveld is losing a bit of rhythm now after that, of course, understandably. That gap opened up to 1.3 seconds now.
And that's all it takes. It just takes a moment like that to break your concentration. Let's see if you can come back and put in another big lap.
Watch the Lindsay Ray Holden-Jones battle for 7th position, just 4 tenths between those two cars. They've been going on for the last 10 laps or so. Oh, Langeveld's lost, Holden-Jones has lost it. Off he goes, and he will fall down to 10th position probably. Yes, he does.
Check his lap times. Bash 20.5. Langeveld 20.9. That's 4/10 gained by Bash on that lap.
Let's see if Langevaar can compose himself and get back to where he was, pace-wise. Pushing so hard.
Lost half a second there.
It looks like Jadwat's got enough in hand here if all goes well further. Still calm, Ben Embry on side by side into the chicane, and Embry's got him. Embry up into the 13th now. Nice clean driving between those two drivers, nice to see.
I can't see from where I'm sitting though. Is Langeveldt on softs?
I can't see either. Let me just see what happens.
It would make sense if he is though. Because the Merc is usually good for a shortened stint in an endurance race on softs.
No, I can't see it unfortunately.
And if that's the case, that might be the reason we are seeing what we are seeing right now, because the Nissan is so much better on softs in short distances. There's usually a drop-off after about the 35-minute mark, a serious drop-off with the Nissan, where you need to try and make it work for the next 10 minutes still before a pit stop. So for a 30-minute race like this, the Nissan is going to enjoy that soft tyres immensely. But with a Merc, you might find from about minute 23 onwards that there's a drop-off in the performance of the soft tyre. Yeah, I'm thinking that drop-off has occurred. Whereas he used to gain 0.1 of a second in the first corner, he's now losing 0.2 of a second in the first corner.
Gaps come right down to a second now. I think Langevaar had an easier time through the traffic. Okay. Oh, Langevaar's made a mistake. He's going to lose that time now. Oh, there's
a second.
Yeah, he had to capitalize on that, and he didn't quite make it happen. 3 laps remaining. Has got May for McKay for 17th. That was my count in 11th, recovering. Oh, another mistake by Langerfeld. Yeah. I think you're right, Gert. Gap's up to 2 seconds now.
Yeah, and I think the horse is bolted, unless Bashir makes a massive mistake.
Just asking a bit too much of the car there.
And you can see how he's changed his turning markers as well. He's now catching more of the apexes, more of the curbs, because he knows that mid-turn grip is deteriorating quite quickly. So he turns in earlier, catches more of the corner, and loses time because of it. Well, at least no one can accuse him of not giving it horns.
Judd was going to catch the traffic at the wrong time now. This might be interesting in the last lap. Might catch those cars through the twisty section at the back side of the back end of the track. Let's see what happens.
So we learn a bit of self-awareness. Awareness is going to become key here. The guys that's about to be lapped, to realize that there's a big battle going on behind them. They can see it on their timing screens.
See Judd Watt start the final lap of the race.
Oh, Langerfeld lost a lot of time in that corner. 1 second to be exact. Climbing the curves. He's now lost a second. Now I think the horse is bolted.
Holden-Jones has made an error. Mark Miguel's going to swoop around the outside and get none nicely. Sparks moves aside for Judd Watts. Comfortably make it 2 out of 2 this evening. Congratulations to him. What a drive.
Awesome performance by the stalwart.
Christopher Langerfeld will get second. There's your Oliphant who will recover to 3rd position.
And respectful park next to Bashir.
Chris Heineke will finish 4th. He'll be very happy about that.
Oh, he'll be stoked. Over the moon.
Claessens will get 5th for Synergy Racing. Matthew Boy as well, 6th position, so strong run there for Synergy Racing. And Lamprecht will get 7th. Good results. Lindsay Ray will get 8th. Peter Feldenes will get 9th, I think. Here goes Mark McGear. And then get him on the inside. I think he might be waiting for him there. But McGear will get 9th. Feldenes will completely top 10. And Absma will recover to 11th. Mabida will get 12th. Donny Stenkamp, a little bit way to go, but he'll get 13th. Gavin 14th. Mark Embry's in the pits for whatever reason. But yeah, fantastic run here by Bashir Jadwa to take both victories here this evening. And that'll do his championship aspirations wonders here.
Yeah, that's a very good points haul for the evening. Very, very good points haul. Absolutely. That's a net gain of about 16 points for the evening on second. On Christopher Langerfeld.
Absolutely, and with just 1 round remaining in this championship, it's a very good position to be in. Yeah, okay, so that concludes round 4 of the 2018.1 South African simGT SprintQ series. Thank you very much for joining me, Gert. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely, as always. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. And yeah, until next Monday for round 4 of the simGP series, all the best until then. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.